Alright, what's going on everyone, and welcome to, I think, everyone's favorite video of the year, because today we are reacting to my worst takes from this past NBA season, and I'm not even kidding. I think this was probably the worst year yet. Let's just get into it.
I have a sleeper MVP candidate in the end.
Oh god, I don't even remember who this was. There's no way this was that bad, right?
This season that nobody's even considering. And to quote Dumb and Dumber, yeah, I'm telling you there's a chance. So as we all know, there's kind of this formula these days for winning MVP in the NBA, and storyline is almost as important.
Oh, I remember who this was. Oh no.
How good. And unlike the recent MVPs, who all kind of have a flaw in this formula, there's one man who checks every box. It's Anthony Davis.
There's no way this is how we're starting. Did I really say there was a chance Mavs AD was winning MVP this year? And now bro is on my team. That's funny, man.
Here are my official NBA playoff predictions, including who I
knew this one was coming.
Starting the East, I have Pistons in 4 if they play the Magic, Pistons in 6 if they play the Hornets. I think the Hornets have a little more offensive juice that could cause the Pistons some issues, but at the end of the day, the Pistons are just going to out-physical them, and Cade Cunningham is the best player in that series. I have the Celtics sweeping the Sixers, and then I have Knicks in 7 over the Hawks. The Hawks have so many guys who can attack you offensively, and their ability to mismatch one, I think, can really cause the Knicks some issues. And I have Raptors over the Cavs in 7. I just have a feeling, man. And look, the Cavs were my pick to win the East as recently as a month ago, but I think this Raptors team is a lot better than most people give them credit for. And over in the West, I have the Thunder sweeping whoever they play. Don't really
let's just fast forward to what we all care about. Celtics over Nuggets. Both teams ended up losing round 1. What's crazy is how the Celtics looked so clearly the best team in the East for the month or even 2 months leading up to the play-in tournament and the start of the playoffs. I didn't even think that was a hot take. Obviously, the Thunder were the favorites. So I was like, it makes sense to pick the Celtics and then have the Celtics win the title because, their road is going to be easier. They're going to be more rested. Honestly, a lot of the reasons that the Knicks ended up beating the Spurs in the finals, I was like, I think a lot of that could happen to the Celtics. And the Celtics are therefore not even a sneaky title pick, just a smart title pick. And then they lost round 1 and blew a 3-1 lead. Okay.
So we've made it to the second round of the NBA playoffs.
My playoff takes this year were just so bad. The curse was at an all-time level in this year's playoffs. Again, we don't need to watch this whole thing. We already know what I did.
Here to use my curse for good. I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder to not just beat the Spurs, but go back-to-back.
At least I was self-aware about it. Yeah, my second chance bracket equally is bad. Both teams lost in the conference finals.
Feels like everybody's picking the Knicks to beat the Cavs and advance to the NBA finals, but should they be? Here's who I think's winning this series.
The Cavs are the most frustrating team in the NBA, man. I'm not even a Cavs fan and they piss me off. But rooting for them for 2 weeks between the Pistons series and then the Knicks series because I picked them and I wanted my prediction to be right. So frustrated. How does anyone an actual Cavs fan? How do you guys exist? Heartbreak after heartbreak, team collapse after team collapse, all of this talent, and you can't do anything with it.
I look back on this Thunder Spurs series in a decade and be like, this was the start of the NBA's greatest modern day West rivalry. Here's who I think's gonna win. So look, there are plenty of reasons to be excited for the West Finals this year, but I thought this stat was pretty cool. This is the first matchup between 62-win teams since Bulls Jazz in the 98 final. Defense, the Spurs have the #1 ranked defense.
Why do I do this, man? Why do I find all of these reasons to take one team just to take the other? It worked in 2022 with the Warriors and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. OGs remember that. Why did I take the Thunder to win this? Again, okay, you know what? I actually know why. Because I was using the curse for good, of course. So maybe this isn't even a bad take if you think about it.
Here is my official prediction for who's going to win the NBA.
I don't want to watch this anymore, man. Okay. Yeah, I took Spurs in 6. Sorry. Knicks fans, you're welcome. This should be in my best takes.
5 boldest predictions about the NBA this season. Starting with Anthony Simons leading the Celtics in scoring. Look, defenses are going to load up on Jalen Brown.
Dude, there's no way. I swear, I make so many videos, right, that like I don't always remember everything I say. I don't remember all of my takes, which is also why I love when like the YouTube algorithm resurfaces one of my videos and you guys comment like, oh, this didn't age well, and it's a video from 2 or 3 years ago. Makes me laugh every time. Yeah, I don't remember what's in this video. This is horrendous, though. He ended up getting traded at the deadline.
I don't know if he's a good enough playmaker to warrant a crazy high usage. Meanwhile, Simons jacking threes in Joe Mazzulla's offense is going to go crazy. Number 2, I think LeBron James plays by far the fewest number of games in a season of his career. But then he has his best playoff run both individually and team-wise since the bubble.
I mean, no, because they made the conference finals versus the Nuggets, 23? But LeBron was awesome in the playoffs. That's actually not a horrible take.
3, I think Cooper Flagg becomes the first rookie since Tim Duncan in 1998 to make an All-NBA. Number 4, the Portland Trail Blazers are this year's Houston Rockets. The young, hungry team that plays hard and grinds on defense. They get the 2 seed in the West. Denny and Shaedon Sharpe make the All-Star team. And then
they made the playoffs though. Weren't the 2 seed, but still.
Finally, we know the Suns were interested in Jonathan Kuminga this summer. They start the rebuild and the Splash Brothers 2.0. form in Golden State. All right, here's my prediction for who's going to win the next 5 NBA championships. It's crazy how wide open the East is next year with all these injuries.
So I made this, right after the NBA Finals ended last year? Cavs over Rockets.
And in 2027, I think the Thunder get their second, beating a healthy and rebuilt Boston Celtics. But man, you know this guy's coming. Wemby gets his first title in 2028, beating Chalo Franz and the Orlando Magic. And then the Spurs go back-to-back in 29.
Okay, over Pistons.
And then in 2030, I think Luka finally gets his ring. LeBron's no longer there, but
could still happen, man. Could still happen.
Here are my official award predictions for this NBA season. So starting with Coach of the Year, yeah, you guys know I'm big on the Blazers. I think Chauncey Billups gets his
clutch. Clap it up, brother. Coach of the Year, Chauncey Billups. Bro didn't even last a week. Is he in jail? Is he out? What's even happening with Chauncey? I feel like we haven't heard anything about the entire Mafia poker scandal. Coach of the Year, Chauncey Billups. Let's go. Honestly, I think it's impressive just how bad of a take that is. It wasn't like I picked some random coach that just didn't have a great year or the team underperformed. No, I picked the head coach that was tied to the Mafia for committing fraud in illegal poker games and ended up in jail 1 week into the season. By the way, pop up the photo. I dressed up as Chauncey Billups for Halloween. Honestly, I think this was a great idea. I thought of it like the day before. I went Italian mobster outfit with the pocket aces, and W's in the chat for the outfit.
Player of the Year is kind of random, you know what I'm saying? Why not Kevin Durant? I'm going with Bryce Sensabaugh as my
KD was probably the least clutch player in the league this year.
Improved player. This is the worst award in the NBA for a bunch of reasons, but I think Sensabaugh could legit be a 20-point-a-game scorer this year. Unless he gets hurt, Cooper Flagg's winning Rookie of the Year. Yeah, come on. I'm going with AC Fresh. He doesn't really fit the mold of a 6-man winner because he doesn't score a bunch of points, but we all saw how valuable he was in the finals. Don't overthink this one. All it takes is 65 games. Here's my All-NBA third team. Here's my second team. Here's who I got on.
Okay. I had Brunson on first team.
And then, man, I'm telling you, I went back and forth on MVP so many times. I actually almost went with Luka, too, but I'm going with someone else. Say hello to the youngest MVP ever.
Wow. I actually forgot I picked Wemby for MVP before the year. He ended up finishing third, right? Not bad.
Okay, Kevin Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets on the day of Game 7. Let's talk about it. So the full deal is Durant to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in 5 seconds. I mean, holy fleece, right? Durant is everything this team needed like a month ago in that Warriors series. A half-court go-to ISO scorer and an underrated rim protector. I think next to Şengün, he's going to be great. And for the Suns, I just don't get it. Like, I've gone back and forth on Jalen Green a million times, like I feel like we all have. But what I know for sure is playing with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal on the Suns is not the magical change of scenery that's going to help him develop as a player. We'll say the Suns getting back their own first is big, and if they can get someone like Common Malawach at that spot, that would be great. And look, I've had my fair share of criticism for KD, the guy, over the last few years, and I think for this to really work, he's going to have to buy in on a personality level,
Which he definitely didn't.
To Rockets culture, but man, on paper, this team looks scary in the West. All right.
Okay, not the worst take. Obviously, I slept on Dylan Brooks being the best player the Suns got in this deal. I just didn't even mention him because he changed the culture in Phoenix this year. And Durant kind of ruined the culture in Houston. So, not the worst take because I kind of admitted that was going to be a huge part of it, but still not a good take.
So we got some breaking news out of the NBA today. The Knicks have fired head coach Tom Thibodeau. So I've made videos about this before, but yeah, I think this whole coaching carousel thing in the NBA is kind of a joke. And more often than not, firing the coach is just a scapegoat for all the real issues. I mean, bro, the Knicks made the conference finals in their first full year with this roster. Like, why? And Knicks fans will be the first to tell you, like, Tibbs is not a perfect coach. He doesn't trust the bench enough. He's very married to his own principles. He's not the most creative offensive guy. But, like, again, what's the alternative? Is another coach going to magically make a Brunson and Cat team good on defense?
Wow, that's... Clip that right there, man. That aged horrendous.
I think about it, I think the NBA should step in and help facilitate a Giannis trade. Literally, I think Adam Silver and
I'm going to let this entire video play, then we'll talk about it.
Office should go out of their way to not only force the Bucks to trade Giannis, but to then also make it worth it. Because look, not only does everybody outside of Milwaukee and probably Oklahoma City want to see Giannis on a good team, but I literally think it's anti-competition, like anti the ethos of sports, to have a guy as good as Giannis stuck on a team as bad as the Bucks. But here's what makes this so difficult. If you're the Bucks and you're seeing Desmond Bane go for 4 firsts, the only thing that could make it worth it for you to trade Giannis is if you're basically gutting another organization, which no other team is going to want to do, and then you're just creating the Bucks 2.0 anyway. Which is why, yeah, I think the league should step in and help make this happen. And whether that's subsidizing tickets for fans or giving them the 33rd pick, you know, like a comp pick in football, or I don't know, maybe the second apron doesn't affect them. It's just not good for anybody if Giannis remains a Buck past February.
I don't think I've ever gotten more hate on a video than that video right there. I want to go pull it up on YouTube actually. 94% like rate is horrible. I mean, obviously I'm usually at like 99, you know, so that's already bad. And then let's look at the comments. Should have kept this one in the drafts, dog. This is the wildest take out of your mouth ever, bro. A great player on a bad team is not anti-sport. Wanting the league to force that player off the team is anti-sport and anti-people. Jeez. I'm baked as fuck right now, but clearly my boy on some good stuff. That's funny. This is an absurd idea. The league should not bail teams out for poor roster construction. But it's not that the league's bailing out the Bucks. It's that the league's bailing out us. This sucks. Giannis is one of the 20 greatest players ever, and for the last 2 years, he's been stuck on a hopeless team. I just don't want to see that as a basketball fan. This is generally one of the worst sports takes I've ever heard and unbelievably disrespectful to Giannis, the Bucks organization, and Bucks fans. I think this is respectful to Bucks fans. Why, if you're a Bucks fan, why do you still want Giannis on your team? You're the 11 seed. You missed the play-in tournament with Giannis. And you're not good enough to get a top pick. You are mediocre. You were where we were 5 years ago. You were where the Bulls have been for the last 5 years. If you're a true Bucks fan, I think you should want to free Giannis. I think you should want to go see your guy, compete and bring glory to another city. You had your time. You won your title. You know Giannis loves you. Why do you want him stuck on your team when all it's causing is you to be hopeless?
But I can't stop thinking about the Spurs win over the Thunder in the NBA Cup because I feel like OKC got exposed just a little bit. So here's how I rank every team's shot of beating the Thunder in a 7-game series. So starting with the teams that have no shot, and it's pretty much every team. Now this is the group of teams that, if we're being honest, also probably have no shot, but at least they have an offensive star.
Knicks 6, probably have no shot. All right.
That can put pressure on OKC. But again, even that's not enough. But the team in the East with the best shot is a healthy Celtics team with Jason Tatum. Because as the Spurs showed us, elite perimeter defense does bother OKC, and the Celtics have that. But even more importantly, the Celtics' three-point shooting and volume is the ultimate equalizer. I'm taking the Spurs at 3 because when you have Wemby, anything is possible. But I think the Rockets can do a lot of the same stuff with their perimeter defense as the Spurs while also having better three-point shooting.
Oh, man, dude. The Rockets have a better shot to beat OKC than the Spurs, and I made this after the Spurs beat them in the NBA Cup. That is overthinking it.
Sometimes it just comes down to having the best player on the court, and we saw it in that
Nuggets 1 is not the worst take.
Pretenders for the NBA.
Oh, here we go. This is the video. Yeah, okay. This is the video that I've been tagged in since and referenced since, probably more than any other by Knicks fans. Here we go.
Midway through the season, and starting with the Pretenders, yeah, it's basically the East and then the Lakers. And
Knicks fans, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever doubting you guys. I'm sorry for doubting the reincarnation of Jesus Christ himself, Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry for doubting the Mikal Bridges trade. I'm sorry for doubting Cat's defense. I'm sorry. I hope that's a good enough apology. I'm sorry. I messed up.
The Lakers just aren't good enough, man. Even if they get like a Herb Jones at the deadline. Like, they're under 500 against teams over 500. They have a negative point differential on this season. LeBron's not built for a long playoff run anymore.
This was crazy. I thought saying the Lakers weren't pretenders was the bolder take than the Knicks. That's why I talked way more about the Lakers and didn't even mention the Knicks, because I thought everyone would be coming at me for the Lakers part of this.
Defense isn't good enough. And yeah, I'm not saying these East teams can't make the finals. I'm just saying I don't think they have any shot of winning. Now, I do have the Celtics in my one move away category, but I don't think that one move can just be Jason Tatum comes back. I think they need another big. I think the Rockets and Bulls both need another guard, Kobe White. And then, yeah, I'm just not willing to count out the Spurs as long as Wemby's healthy. But yeah, I only think there are 2 real contenders right now, and it's the 2 teams that went to 7 last year, and it's the 2 teams with the 2 most recent MVPs. This is who I think are the NBA's real contenders versus just pretenders with 1 month to go in the regular season. So starting with my East pretender.
And then I doubled down. Man.
Look, I've been saying it all year, and it's not hate. I just don't think the Pistons have enough offense around Cade when teams start making adjustments in a 7-game series. And then I can nitpick the Knicks, but I don't love the defensive profile with Cat, and I hate their fourth quarter offense. It feels like they just spam Jalen Brunson ISOs. Again,
Who knew spamming Jalen Brunson ISOs was the greatest offense in fourth quarter NBA history? All right, well, there you have it, man. Appreciate you guys watching and staying to the end of the video to watch me just make fun of myself for 20 minutes. When you're in the takes business, like, this is the game you play, man. And I appreciate all the support and all the love from you guys watching my content all season long. It really means a ton to me, and it's not going to stop this offseason because we got free agency, we got the draft, and you know how the NBA works. It never sleeps. So once again, appreciate you all watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.